Alrighty, let's book some wrestling here. So we're going to start off with a new promotion. Now, for anybody who hasn't played Journey of Wrestling, great online-based game. There's a free version and there's a paid version. I'm using the paid version. It's like $15. It's a great investment if you love this kind of thing. So I want to find the where is it? No, the new arrival. Here's the one we're going to do. So we are going to be starting a new company. We are going to go head to head with. We'll take NXT off. We're going to do weekly shows. We are going to draft a roster though, because I think that just makes it more fun. We're not going to have training rosters because I just don't want to, but we will have indie rosters. Alrighty, so let's start. And I'm not going to draft the entire roster because it's like 50 people and that would probably get boring pretty quickly. So I think I'll do like the first 10 and then we'll let the program decide who to fill in the rest of the roster. I'm going to take Jay White and I'm going to take Okada and I'm going to take Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. and I'll take Osprey. Who else do I want to grab? Keith Lee. I'm running out of people to pick. Tyler Bate. I'll take Matt Riddle. Who else do I want? Wow, Roman's really far down on that list. Okay, for our last pick, who are we gonna take? We'll take Becky Lynch. Okay, so we're gonna let the system simulate the rest and see what kind of roster we end up getting. So we're gonna start with our first event, which is called Born to Wrestle, and we'll find out what kind of a roster we end up with. Alright, so we have 52 people. That's probably too big of a roster. I'll probably have to cut a few people. And draft. Yeah. So let's book our show. Okay, so we also get the option to call people up every once in a while. So let's call up Brian Pillman Jr. We can put him on the roster, see what we can do with him. All right, let's book our first pay-per-view. So we're going to start off with the world title. Who are we going to put in as our inaugural champion? Now, the game defaults to booking one-on-one, but you can do multi-person matches by clicking there. But I think we're just going to go for singles for our first title match. I'm going to do Okada and Jay White. Cruiserweight, I'm going to go... Who do we want for Cruiserweight? Let's do Jeff Hardy and Will Ospreay. We need a U.S. title. Who am I putting? I'm thinking maybe Roman and Walter. That might, yeah, let's do that. Who do we have for a women's roster? Okay, we have actually a pretty good women's roster. Go Becky and... Okay, let's go Bea Priestley. And let's also book Nyla Rose and Sasha Banks. Strong undercard match there. Do we have any tag teams? We have exactly 2. Okay, fantastic. And they're both face. Great. Let's hold off on booking a tag team champion because I think we've got 4 title matches already. That's enough for the one show. Who else do we want to put in here? I'm thinking we do Zack Sabre Jr. and Tyler Bate, which we can use as... Yeah, we can use that as a number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight. So I have to write that down so I'll forget. Cruiser. Whoever we put over in that. So, okay. And who else do we want? Let's go Keith Lee, Do we have any, like, who do we have for heels that we can put up? Ooh, and Penta. I like that. Or Pentagon Jr. I like that idea. That's good. We have MJF. Who's a face we can put him up against? Mysterio. That's good. Owens is a face. Who can we put him up against? Guevara. Yeah, I like that. We can only book 2 more matches. I got a lot of people still. Callahan, and who do we have for faces to book? Let's go Pete Dunne. Maybe we should do like a big battle royal or something. Let's do some kind of a gimmick match here. What do we have? We could do a crazy ladder match. That could be fun. Let's do that. Let's show me who we've got. Let's just no. Right, you can't do that with ladder matches. I forgot. So we're going to delete this match. Ladder matches can only be for championships. You can't, for whatever reason, they don't like it. So we're just going to do a big street fight. Street fight. Multi-man. Okay. We're going to go Riddle. Riddle's face. Tomatonga. Put Scorpio Sky in there. Sami Callihan. Killian Dane. Sean Spears. Just put a whole bunch of people in one match. See what kind of happens. We should also see... Oh, we can't have more than 10. Okay, let's book that. That seems like a reasonable thing to open the show. There we go. So we should also see what the goals the owner has set up for us. So we need to make Banks a main eventer. We need to win 1 Event of the Year award and 3 5-star matches. Simple. So let's go through and play this card. And it'll just ask us to pick winners, or you can simulate and have the program select for you, but I'm not going to do that. So Sammy Guevara or Kevin Owens, who do I want to put over here? I think we go with Owens here. And I think we have to go with MJF here. Oh, actually, they had a really hot match, so that's good. Everybody came out of it looking good. I think we put Keith Lee over, because I'm thinking 10-way street fight. I don't even know who to give this to. Let's just simulate that one. Apparently Elias won. He suplexed Killian Dane from the apron through a table. Wow, okay. Tyler apparently, but the match had no story. Well, of course not. It's our first show. I think we give this to Zack Sabre Jr. Well, our goal is to put Sasha over anyway, so we may as well give her this win. Sasha, I can't. The one thing I wish the game would have is you could go back to people and see their alignment, because I don't remember off the top of my head where we had her. So we're gonna give the belt to Becky though, because I feel like I think having Walter as the U.S. champion makes the most sense here. And we'll give Ospreay the Cruiserweight title. And I kind of think we should start off with the heel champions. Let's go with Jay White. So that ends the first show. Let's see how we did. Probably not well. Come on. Let's see our pay-per-view buys with no TV. We did 5,000 buys, allegedly. Did we have anything come up in the Wrestling Speculator? We did not get mentioned, apparently. Fantastic. And... okay, yeah, that's fine. You can go. Occasionally, your talent will get offered contracts elsewhere, and you can either let them go or keep them. But if you keep them, their morale goes way down, so I usually just kind of let people go. If you don't want to be here, get out. Okay. So now we have 2 TVs until our next pay-per-view. That is not a lot of time. No, Walter is our U.S. champion, and I'm thinking Keith Lee's a good opponent for him. So we need a heel for Keith Lee to go up against, who can lose to him. Perfect. Who else do we have? Osprey as our cruiserweight champion, so we need a heel challenger. Who's a good Zack Sabre Jr. perfectly. Who's a face he can beat? I don't really want to beat Mysterio twice in a row, though. I don't really want to beat a lot of these guys twice in a row. Dave Finlay, fine. Osprey, we've already booked. Okay, we need a heel for Becky. Who can we? Whoa, yeah, okay, perfect. You can beat Riho. And we have 4 more segments. We should probably do some kind of like backstage something or other, or some kind of promo. I'm thinking we do maybe a video package here. Who do we want to spotlight? I think we have to spotlight Jay White, because world champion and all that. We should probably put a little sizzle on that. What else do we want to have? What other matches we've got? I feel like we need like a big blow away kind of main event. We don't really have, but I don't want to risk. Who's a heel of Okada can beat that has no, not MJF. Killian Dane, I don't think he's going to lose anything if we book him to lose to Okada, so let's make that our main event. We've got 2 segments. I like opening the show with a Jay White, going into the women's match, doing this. Let's see, maybe we book. Yeah, let's book them together. Actually, we should probably reverse that because we want to make the winner of this match go on to face the champ, so makes sense to put the Pirate up the card. Tyler Bate needs to get a win, so he can beat Sean Spears. Okay, that's going to be our first TV. It does not feel like there's anything huge on it, but I feel like it's a pretty solid show. So we get a video package airing about Jay White. It kind of feels like a kind of babyface thing, but okay. We need Tyler Bate to get a win. It hurt Sean Spears a bit because he got a -4 there, which affects like how over he is, but we can always build him back up. B. Priestley needs a win here. That match is just to get Sabre over. We gotta go with EO. Who else? What do we get? Okay, Keith Lee. That was our plan there. And Okada needs a win. Okay, so now we get to see how we fared on viewership. And 49. Oh my god. We are not doing strong so far, but that is okay. We are. And Sasha Banks lost her passport and can't make it to the shows. Great. Fantastic. I have Kane for 7 appearances. Huh. Maybe we'll use him for something. I don't know what, though. Okay, we have 1 show left before our next pay-per-view. Okay. I think we need to have Jay White have a... No, I think what we're going to do is we're going to book a segment. I think we're going to have a promo battle between Jay White and... I think we're going to have him... No, he already beat Okada. Who are we going to match him up with? So Jay White's heel, so we need a face. Who are we going to put there? Keith Lee. I kind of wanted to put Keith Lee with Walter, though. I kind of like that match better. Tyler Bate, he's 1-1. Don't really have anybody. I don't know if it... Oh, this is so frustrating because I don't know who to put. Because I've had like 2 weeks of TV is not a lot of time to build someone for title match. We'll just go with Okada. It's a good match. We did it not long ago, but whatever. Singles. Okay, we need a match here. So I feel like we need Keith Lee getting another easy win. Nothing against Tama Tonga, but we need Keith Lee to look strong here. So our card is going to be Jay White up top, taking on God, I wish I had a better memory. So he's going to take on Okada. Lee is going to take on Walter. And who are we going to have Ospreay face at the pay-per-view? Who's a heel? Oh, Penta, absolutely. No, I don't want to book that for now. I need Pentagon has to get a win over, sorry, Mysterio, but you're going to have to do it. Then we're going to have Pentagon and Ospreay. And we're going to have Lynch. And who do we have? We were going to go with EO. That's actually going to be quite a strong card, too. I feel like we're doing a lot of rematches from last time, or very similar things, but no. I don't really want Nyla to lose that much. I don't want Riho to lose again, though, either. Maybe we'll just book hers for a promo. Just do a backstage interview. Yeah, we'll do that. She can have a backstage promo, get her on the show, but we don't have to, Okay. That's our 4 matches. We also don't have, okay. I also can't really put Okada in a tag team right now. Need to start looking for some tag people. Okay, so what else are we going to put on the show? Roman needs a win. No. Sorry, but I'm going to have to... Sammy, you're going to have to do the job here. We have one more segment for... what do I need to accomplish? I've got a match set for Walter. I've got something for Ospreay. Okay, so we have everything for the champs. Now we need something on the undercard set up for the pay-per-view. I think MJF needs to get a win here because we need him to do something significant on the pay-per-view. Okay, let's run this episode of TV, see how things go. MJF needs to get the win there. Ooh, Jeff Hardy's morale has decreased. We should give him a couple of wins in the next little while here to kind of make him happy. Okay. Tells the interview to get lost. Okay, yeah, just a heel promo. Roman needs to get a win there. Pentagon Jr. needs to get a win. Focused on... Okay, I don't know why that match didn't work, but apparently it didn't. Keith Lee needs a win. And use this to sell the pay-per-view. Okada interrupted. That's okay. That seems weird. I don't know why the game decided that Okada was going to do the interruption, but whatever. 53,000 viewers. Not the best. Oh, new message about an artifact. Powerful Wrestling artifact. Ring Wrestling Awards. Can activate them. Oh, okay, yeah. We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so we're going to have Jay White and Okada. I feel like we need to add some kind of a gimmick to that. So let's do that as a submission match. Okay. Now we want Walter and Keith Lee, and I think this needs a gimmick as well. It's going to be a very gimmick-heavy show, I feel like. I feel like putting them in a cage might be fun. Okay. Now we've got Osprey and Pentagon, and I think we're giving them a gimmick as well. I think them a ladder for that kind of yeah, that makes good sense. And Lynch and EO. I don't know if they need a gimmick. What gimmicks do we have? I don't want to do a pole match. We could do a street fight. Let's do a street fight. Now we have 6 spots left, but we don't have to use them all. So we need to get Roman on the show though. He needs a win. So who can he beat? I don't want to beat Tama Tonga again. We can beat Shawn Spears. I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. needs another win. So who can he beat without like destroying someone's credibility? David Finlay. I think I've matched them up previously, but that should be a good match. MJF needs to get a win. Who is a face he can beat? I don't want to beat Hardy again, though. Pete Dunne? Yeah, that'll work. We only have 3 matches left. I kind of want to do like a big battle royal. Let's just pick the least popular, 30 least popular people. Okay, you're all in a big old battle royal. People are going to be pulling double. You know what? We might have to. I'm going to rearrange this card a bit. I want to kind of put the gimmick matches throughout the show so that it's not 4 in a row. So battle royal, steel cage, singles, street fight, singles, ladder, singles, submission. I feel like that should flow fairly well. And let's go with that. That's going to be our pay-per-view card. And then it's fun here because it'll show you like what the like dirt sheets are saying is gonna like what the outcomes are gonna be. So they're saying Okada's gonna win the title, Reigns is gonna beat Spears. Well, that I feel like is pretty obvious. They're saying Walter retains in the cage. That's interesting. So okay, I don't know why they booked Stephanie McMahon or Kane in this Rumble or Battle Royal, but whatever. We're just gonna simulate a winner here because we'll see who wins. Elias. Maybe we'll do something with Elias. Could be fun. I think maybe we switch the title here. Yeah, I'm switching the U.S. title to Keith Lee because I feel like Walter we can easily rehab him pretty quickly. MJF needs to get a victory here. I'm not taking the belt off Becky yet. Sabre needs a win. Okay, so we've already had a big face win in a title match. I feel like we have to switch that title. And it's a ladder match, so it's not like he's getting pinned. Although I don't think the game factors that in. Roman is going to beat Spears. That's never been in question. Now, do we send the crowd home happy, switching the title? Or do we keep it on Jay White and try to build another face to take it off him? I think we have to keep the belt on White. How did we do for pay-per-view buys? Come on. How did we do? 3,000. Oh my god. Did we get any kind of mention in? No, not at all. Fantastic. Okay. Let's quickly look at our roster because I feel like we might want to bring in some folks from the indies, but I don't know how much roster space we have. So let's take a look here. View our roster. Might have to make some cuts here. Oh, yeah, our roster is oversized. we are going to have to make some cuts. Okay. Who are we going to cut? Leo Rush. Sorry, bud, but you're gone. Nothing against him. I just Fandango. You're released. Mark Andrews. 25 face full time. He's pretty over. Gone. Jeff Cobb, R-Truth I'm not keeping. Evil Uno I'll keep because, I can use him as a job guy. I mean, or, maybe put him in a tag team. We could do that. Orange Cassidy, I feel like there's a role for. Kane, I only get 6 more appearances. I don't feel like it's worth keeping him for that. Rowan, I'm probably not going to use, so you can go. Dolph, yeah, I'll keep you. Xavier's hurt. Big E, yeah, we're going to have to give him a bit of a push, I think. Sami Zayn, who are you? You're gone. I need some roster space so I can bring in some more tag folks, I think. Or we could make some tag teams. I mean, that's always an option as well. Anybody else I really want to get rid of? We don't need Stephanie. Gone. Ronda Rousey, we get 5 appearances. We could build to a good match there. I feel like she's worth keeping. Yeah, I feel like our roster still, we need to cut 2 people. Who else are we going to cut? I think I'm going to cut Dolph. And I think I'm going to cut... Yoshihashi. Oh, he bad gimmick. Yeah, okay, you're gone. Okay, so that's a full roster. We can't hire anyone, though, so maybe we want to cut 1 or 2 more people. Guevara, no, I feel like could do something with him. Yeah, let's get rid of this guy. And who else? There's nobody else I really want to cut, though. What's our women's division is kind of lacking. We also need a better tag team because we haven't crowned a tag team champion yet. And I don't want to wait too long on doing that. I feel like putting Evil Uno in a tag team, we could get some use out of him. He could do something for us. I'm going to wait. We're not going to release anyone else just yet. Okay, let's book. We've got 2 more shows till our next pay-per-view. Okay, so we need Keith Lee in a segment to open the show. I feel like he needs to be out in the ring cutting a promo. That should be like the first thing we do with him. Penta, I feel like, needs to win a match. Who can he beat? I don't want to really bury Scorpio, but I think he needs to get a win over someone. And I don't want to keep using Montez Ford. We can use Montez Ford. Okay. Who is going to challenge Becky next? We need a heel. That's gonna okay. We only have 2 weeks too, so we're gonna build Sasha up to take on Becky. Let her get a win over Riho. And we're also gonna build her back up. Yeah, that makes sense. So that puts us having Banks, Becky at the pay-per-view. Okay. Now, Osprey needs someone to beat. Who can Osprey beat? I kind of like the idea of Osprey versus Jeff Cobb. That'll probably be good. We only have one spot left. I think. Now, do we want Keith Lee to open the show, or do we want him to main event? Let's give him the main event spot. Maybe we use the cruiserweights to open the show. Yeah, okay. Who else are we gonna put? With Sami Zayn, he should get a win here. Who's he gonna beat though? Elias? Elias is 2-0. Yeah, he can beat Elias then. Okay. Let's go through this episode of TV. Sami can get a win. I mean, Pentagon's not dropping the title. Priestley. Osprey. Banks. Keith Lee cuts a promo. Let's see what our viewership did. 47,000. Not great numbers. Not great numbers. Okay. What do we have for options on the indies? Who can we bring in? Or at least look at bringing in? A lot of people that we've released recently. You know what? Let's scout. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have one more TV until our next pay-per-view. I don't know why we're having pay-per-views every 2 weeks. That makes it very hard to build anything. But what do I know? Guess you gotta make that money, right? Okay, so who do we want Keith Lee to face? Who's a heel that'll work for Keith Lee? Oh, who's Zack Sabre Jr.? I like that. We're gonna book that for. I think we just have them get in a fight. Like, simple. Just book a fight between the two of them. I'm assuming that takes place backstage or something, but that's good. And then who are we putting MJF with the pay-per-view? Who's a face that we can put him with? Again, that he can beat, because we need to elevate him. Oh, we can put him with Owens. I feel like that would be good. So Owens should get a win on this show, just to kind of give him a little something headed into the pay-per-view. He could beat Buddy Murphy. That's the one annoying thing. You have to switch between segments and matches. I wish you could just do it all in one menu. One of the little things I would say to the developer, like, that would be a little easier. Like, if you made that work a little more seamlessly, it would be nice. Okay, so we needed Owens to get a win here. So Owens is going to beat Buddy Murphy. I feel like we're going to have to reorder the show because I'm not putting this in the main event. And we've established Banks versus Becky, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Keith Lee, Owens versus MJF. Who's going to challenge Jay White? Who's a believable challenger for him? I mean, I guess we do Roman, right? We give him another win here. I guess Spears is going to take another loss. feel like that should be the main event. Yeah, we can do Reigns White. And we have Penta as the Cruiserweight Champion, Pentagon. Who... I feel like Matt Riddle can get a win here. We can... Like, that's a... Just have him beat Evil Uno. We've only 2 more spots left. Okay. Riddle... Riddle's probably not really a cruiserweight, but... Pentagon. Okay. Now, who are we putting Becky with? We need a heel for her. Who were we building up? We were building up Sasha, so she can beat Nyla. Oh yeah, really had that marked down. Okay, so there's our women's title, cruiserweight. Okay, I still need to figure out what to do with the tag belts. We should figure something out with them after this pay-per-view. Guevara needs someone to beat. Actually, wait, maybe I need to start. Who do I have to make main eventers this year? Is it, okay, Sasha. Okay, we're well on our way to that because she's getting high profile stuff to do every week, or at least on pay-per-view. Yeah, okay, I think we're okay. What? We need one more segment. I feel like we need a big promo or... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's promote the pay-per-view in the middle of the show. Let's go with this. See if we can't get a few extra buys. Matt Riddle can get a win there. Owens needs a win there. Roman's getting that win. Hype everybody up for the pay-per-view. MJF. Ooh, Tyler Bates not terribly happy with us right now. Sasha's getting a win there. And we get the fight. Oh, they were in a local bar. Very good. So let's do a pay-per-view here. What was our... oh my god, what network are we on? We're getting 47,000 viewers. And how is Dynamite only getting 263? And New Japan is doing better? What? This doesn't make any sense. And Raw is 3.3 million? My god. Okay. So Jay White is taking on... Who did we have him with? We had him with Reigns. Now, do we want to book some kind of gimmick there? I feel like putting them in a street fight could be good. Though we are limited in how many of these gimmick matches we can book. Because you notice we have creative points here. And if you run out of those, you can't book any gimmicks. So you kind of gotta use them sparingly. Keith Lee is going to be taking on Zack Sabre Jr. I feel like we could do some kind of a gimmick there as well. Steel cage is good. I kind of want to book something on a pole match though, but I don't feel like I want to do that with these guys. I'm trying to book them somewhat seriously. So I'll put them in a cage. Pentagon. We're doing Pentagon and Riddle. And Riddle, I feel like them... No, we should we'll book them as a straight singles. They don't really need a gimmick, I don't think. MJF and Owens. Where's Owens? Where's Owens? Oh, there's Owens. And MJF. MJF's going to have to win this. But I feel like it needs to be we'll do a submission match there. Now for our women's match, we are going to book Banks against her. Now I kind of think maybe we should do a gimmick here, because I think I'm going to take the title off of Becky. Do it in a ladder match. That'll be good. Do we have another ladder match? No, we have a street fight, we have a steel cage, and a submission match. But yeah, we can do that. I feel like that should be the co-main. Put that in there. There. Okay, I kind of like the order of that card. And then who else can we put in? Who else? I think we should do something with Walter. Who's a face he can beat? He can have a match with Elias. Orange Cassidy, who can he go up against? We haven't even used him really, but put him on there with Evil Uno. Fills a spot on the pay-per-view, I guess. Jeff Cobb is a guy that I probably should use more. Okada is one. Okay, Okada definitely needs to get a win. Who can Okada beat without putting us in a terrible situation? They can beat Brian. Oh, that's not much of a match. Buddy Murphy, I mean, that'll be really good, but it won't mean much because we haven't established Buddy Murphy very well. Ospreay needs something to do. Who can Ospreay go up against? Oh, Guevara, that'll be good. What else can we do? Tyler Bate should have something to do. Sammy Callahan. Rey Mysterio. I don't really want to put him in anything. Wait, who do I have for part-timers? Is it just Rousey? It's just Rousey, okay. Oh, I might book a segment. Production, event package. Can we book? No, okay. Because I kind of want to do like, hey, we're gonna have Rousey at the next pay-per-view kind of thing, but apparently that's not an option to. Apparently that's not an option. Okay, that's fine. Do we want to put another match on? Yeah, let's figure out something here. Okay, so we're gonna give the belt. So we need a face to challenge, and we've not built any faces. Okay, I've screwed this up, but we march on. I love the little posters that the game generates too. That's really cool. So let's see what they're saying. The dirt sheets. Roman wins the title. Okay, maybe. I haven't actually decided who's going to win that. Becky Lynch retains. We're not going to do that. MJF, Okada, Matt Riddle. They're split on Keith Lee and Zack Sabre Jr. a bit more favoring Lee. Yeah, most of it is pretty much what I'm going to do, I think, but we'll see. So Riho, Tyler Bate needs a win. Ospreay, Guevara. I can't really have Guevara go 0-3. Orange Cassidy should get a win. The big guy needs a win here. And staying with Keith Lee. Ooh, apparently there was blood in this match. Folks really liked it. It was very hot, apparently. That's awesome. I think we keep it on Pentagon. Okada needs the win there. Although it kind of almost makes me want to give it to Murphy just because nobody would expect it. But he came out of it looking really good, so that MJF needs the win. We're switching the women's title. And apparently there's blood in their match too. Wow. Do we want to switch the world title? I don't think it's time yet. I think we need to establish Jay White is a long-term kind of champion. Okay. 4,000 buys. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Apparently they're doing phenomenal. 337,000 buys. What? Do we get nothing, huh? What kind of wacky thing do I have to do to get it right up in there? Because I'll do it. Like, I'll have Orange Cassidy beat Jay White on TV. I should do it. Kind of want to. Anyway, what is 2 shows till the next paper? I think we'll do through the next pay-per-view and then we'll call it a day. I'm thinking MJF and Keith Lee would be a good program. I feel like that's going to be the guy who takes the belt off. Keith Lee. Cruiserweights, I'm not sure what we're going to do. And I think whoever we put in... Who do we have for faces that can... we can build Rowan. We've got 2 more shows. So we can have him beat Killian. I mean... I need to make Roman look strong to take on Jay White because I think he's taking the belt off him. And we're going to have MJF and Keith Lee, so I think MJF needs to cut a promo, actually. Heat promo. MJF, I'm sure he won't be able to, he won't be fantastic at cutting heat promo. Okay, who else do we want? So we have MJF and Keith Lee. We're going to have White, and we were going to do White and Reigns. And what other champion matches? Oh, we need something for Pentagon. Who are we going to put him with? He's heel, so we need a face. Who's a good... let's go with Bait. Feel like that'll work. And Sasha needs a face challenger. We can book a rematch with her and Becky. That'll do well. And it gives us some time to build up another face contender for her. Actually, speaking of that, who's going to be that? I think it's going to be Riho, so we need her to get a win over Priestley. Riho needs to get a win over Priestley. And Sasha should probably cut a promo or something. She can do a heel promo. There. It's a kind of a promo heavy show probably, but it'll be fine. So that's 4 matches. We're going to need more than that, though. What else do I want? Rousey. Anybody unhappy? Nobody's unhappy with their booking. Okay. Now, I'm thinking maybe we start pushing somebody down here. I think I'm going to take Big E and start giving him a bunch of wins and slowly build him to a main eventer. We can take, 6 pay-per-views to get there, but we can slowly kind of put him in that position. We have 2 more spots on here. Who else can we use? I feel like Jeff Cobb could also be a good person to start investing in. So let's give him a win there. And we have 1 slot left. I want to give Orange Cassidy a win as well. He could beat Spears because that's kind of Spears' role right now. Okay. Orange Cassidy's going to get a win. Jeff Cobb's going to get a win. Big E's going to get a win. Didn't do much for him, but I guess he's beating like a kind of unknown. Okay, Sasha Cutter heel promo. Rico's going to get a win. MJF cutting promo. Roman gets a big win. Oh, that match did not go over well. And we also should use Cobb, Big E, and Cassidy at the show. Okay. 44,000. Not a great number either. Okay, we have one more TV before that. So I think we're going to keep pushing Jeff Cobb up the card. We're going to give him a bit bigger of a win there. We're going to give Big E a bit bigger of a win here. He can beat Killian. And Cassidy can get a win over Buddy Murphy. So we're establishing those guys a bit more, and we have to also build to the pay-per-view. So we're going to do a segment. We're going to do a promo battle between Keith Lee and MJF. I feel like that can help sell some pay-per-views. Put that later in the card. I don't know who's going to main event right now, but it's not going to be that. White and Reigns need something. They need some kind of a segment together. What kind of... Let's do an ambush here. Jay White and we were putting him with Roman. Where's Roman? There he is. Okay, that could actually be the main event because they're world title guys. And we have one spot left. I want to use that time to Sasha and Becky. There we go. They can do some kind of midget impersonation. I'm going to use that at some point. I don't know when, but we are definitely using that. That's fantastic. They're going to have a contract signing, though. We can open the show with that. Okay. That's going to be our final TV before the pay-per-view. I don't know what you're asking me here. Like, is one supposed to attack it? Like, I'm just going to pick Sasha. Okay, that is what you're asking me, but you could have made that a little more clear. Okay. Jeff Cobb's going to get a win there. Orange Cassidy's going to get a win there. Okay. Big E's going to get a win there. Jay White's going to attack Roman. That should help make people want to spend their money to see the pay-per-view. 45,000 people. What network are we on that we're only getting 45,000 people? Anyway, so our main event is going to be White versus Reigns, and I think we're doing that in a cage. I'm probably using too many gimmicks, but oh well. So now we're going to have Keith Lee and MJF, and we're just going to do a straight singles for that. I don't think it needs anything else. Penta and Bate. Again, I don't think that needs anything else. That can just be a straight match. We also have Sasha and Becky, which I feel like this should have a gimmick, but I don't know what. Maybe a ladder. I think like submission. I think submission's good. I kind of want to. They're going to be higher up the card. And we need something for Jeff Cobb to do. So Jeff here, who can he beat on pay-per-view? Elias. Okay, so he's got something to do. Big E needs to get a win over someone higher up the card. Oh, I want to build him and Walter, but that's not going to happen right away. He can take on Tama Tonga and Orange Cassidy, who is more of a comedy guy, can have a more comedy match. So he can work Evil Uno, but we can do a pole match. And it's going to be a teddy bear on a pole. Perfect. That's great. Okay, that can open the show because it's pretty light. Put the Cruiserweight title after that. Put the US title there. Actually, I think I want to put it up a bit. Do I put... I feel like we've invested the most time in Sasha and Becky, so I think I'm going to put them in the main event. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, we still have spots we can use. Who else can I can put Walter on the card and give him a win. He can get a win over Owens. Who else can I get on the card? Okada needs to get some wins here. Who can he beat? He could beat Spears. It's not a great match, but it gets him a win. And Ospreay needs to get a win. Who can he get a win over? He can get a win over Zack Sabre Jr. There. That's our pay-per-view. I feel like this should go on first. Sabre and Ospreay can go a little later in the show. Put that there. Okay. Let's go through this pay-per-view. Alrighty. So, they are saying Banks retains, Roman wins the title, Keith Lee retains. Yeah. Ooh, pretty split here on that. But, well, let's see what we end up doing. I wonder how the crowd reacts to this, because it's a teddy bear on a pole match. I can't believe we booked that. Actually, surprisingly better than I thought. Okada's got to get that win. We're not taking the belt off Pentagon. Oh, they put on a hot match, getting each other over. That's awesome. We're going to give this to Walter, because we're going to put him and Keith Lee, maybe not the next pay-per-view, but down the road. That's definitely something I want to put together. And Ospreay needs to get a win here. Big E needs a win here. Jeff Cobb needs a win here. Keith Lee, MJF is taking that title. Roman's taking the belt. Roman got a huge boost out of that, and Jay White didn't lose much either, so that's really good. And Banks has to retain here in a submission match, which is probably quite good. All right, let's see how our show did. It's going to be 3,000 buys. Why are we losing fans so rapidly? I feel like we're putting on a good show. Mansoor went to New Japan. Okay, that's interesting. AJ Styles and Kota Ibushi at Mania. That would be phenomenal. Moxley and Gargano. Can this be a real WrestleMania? Because this would be great. This sounds great. Baszler and Ripley, yeah, that sounds really good. Okay, well, let's do a few more TVs. Oh, we've made Sasha a main eventer, so we've succeeded in that. Let's book. We'll book. Yeah, we've only got. We'll book another pay-per-view. Okay, so Roman is going to need a heel champion or a heel challenger to go up against. Who is that going to be? Who can I build to get there? Sabre can do be that guy. He can get a win over Tyler Bate here. Roman is big face champion. MJF needs someone to challenge for the US title that can lose. We can give Cardi a couple of wins and then figure something out with that later. Okay, now Banks also needs a face to go up against, so we're gonna keep pushing Riho. We're gonna give her another big win. So we're gonna book Riho, Banks. We wanted to book Sabre, Reigns, and we're gonna do Hardy and MJF. What are we gonna do with Pentagon? I feel like Pentagon's had the belt for quite a while. How long is it? Only 3 months. It's not super long. Who are we gonna put him with? Keith Lee doesn't feel like. Yeah, let's put him with Matt Riddle at the next show. I feel like we've probably already done that match, but that's fine. I feel like we need to book a segment with MJF though. He needs to do like a title coronation. That's very much something I want him to do, and we're gonna make that as the main event. And I need Walter to get a win here over a face. Who can he beat? I'm thinking he can beat Scorpio. He can beat Scorpio. Book that. That's our TV. Done and dusted. Riho gets the win. Hardy's gonna get a win. And Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna get a win. Okay. Okay, let's see how our... Oh, 41,000. Apparently it's up a bit. Okay. At least we're headed in the right direction. Okay. Now we have a champ. We have someone for Reigns. We have someone... Okay, all the champions have a match decided. So now we need to book the rest of the card. So we need somebody for Cobb to beat. Who's a face he can beat? He can beat Pete Dunne. We need to give Pete Dunne a win on this show, though. I'm really mad that, like, I'm really unhappy that Killian's become just like a job guy, but right now, it's just kind of how it is. Can always rehab him later. Dunne, and we were putting Dunne in there with Cobb. We had some faces we were building, so we can do Cassidy. And who are we going to put Cassidy in there with? Who's a good heel for him to beat? No. No, not Spears. Not Evil Uno, no. Buddy Murphy. I don't really want him to beat Buddy Murphy. He can... Well, we'll give Brian a win, and then he can always... You know. Pillman. Okay. Cards actually come together quite nicely. Who else? We need to give Big E some wins here. He can beat Sami Callihan. We can... Or, No, I want to save that for the pay-per-view. Let's delete that. We need to give Sami Callihan a win here. So who can he beat? He can beat Tyler Bate. And I can do Callahan and Big E at the pay-per-view. Okay, so that gives us 7 matches so far for the pay-per-view. Who do we... I haven't really done anything with Owens. Let's give him some wins. Have him beat Guevara. You can always then use Owens on the pay-per-view as well. Not sure who with, but we can find someone. I'm almost wondering, I kind of like the idea of a surprise title change. So we might do something a little weird and book kind of something funky. Okay. But we need to still finish this. So Sami needs to get a win here. He can beat Mysterio. That'll be a good match. And what are we going to do? Riddle, who can you beat? You can beat Evil Uno. Kind of a throwaway TV, but... Ooh, that did not go on well. I give Pillman the win there. And I need Dunn to look strong here. Not the most eventful TV we've ever done, but we've increased from popular to hot. I don't know how that happened, but cool. Oh, special segment available. What's this? Stunt dive. Can only use them once every 3 years, and they have certain consequences. Okay, cool. Maybe we can book something kind of fun there. Okay. So we want to book Banks and Riho. I think just a straight match for them. We don't need to do anything too crazy there. Sabre and Reigns. Again, I don't think we need a gimmick there. Probably put that in the main event. Hardy and MJF. I feel like that maybe should have some kind of maybe a ladder match. Yeah, let's do a ladder match. Pentagon and Riddle. Where's Riddle? There he is. Okay, let's book that. Dunn and Cobb. Okay. Cassidy and Pillman. Callahan and Big E. There he is. And we need somebody for Kevin Owens. It's 3 and 2. Who can we put him in there with? I kind of like the idea of Walter or Jay White. Let's go with Jay White. I feel like that's a very strong match. Could also do some for Sami. What other women's match can we put together? I feel like I need to give the win to the face though, so I don't really want to have. We can do a face versus face match. Oh, actually, we could do this match. Give Becky a big win, but I don't necessarily want to put. Do we have another? It's only her and Nyla. We need to recruit some more women. Okay. We have one spot left. And we need Keith Lee to get a win. Who are we giving him a win? Oh, Keith Lee and yeah. No, wait. I wanna add a gimmick to that. Add a gimmick. I want. Woohoo. I quit. Add the gimmick. Yeah, that can go high up in the card too. This should be high up in the card, is not above the title though. Put the cruisers in here. I mean, it's not going to be a card full of surprises, I don't think, but I feel like it'll be a good show. Let's see what they're thinking. Really, they're thinking Saber's going to win the title, eh? Interesting. Giving Owens a big win there. Big E gets a win there. Pentagon's holding on to that title. Apparently that match went over really well too. That's good. Cassidy can get a win there. Jeff Cobb can get a win there. MJF can get a win there. Keith Lee and Walter. I gotta give it to Keith Lee because I want to build him as a world champion. And Becky's gonna get a win there. Sasha's gonna keep the belt. I gotta keep the belt on Roman. We just put it on him. I mean, alrighty, let's see how that went. $4,000 buys. Did we get anything? No, not a thing. Okay, well, that's not fun at all. I wonder if I just do something really wacky. Like, what if I just book Reigns to lose to, like, Evil Uno? Or, like, no, I mean, yeah, part of me just kind of wants to do that. Like, I feel like it would be terrible, but great at the same time. All right, I think that's all we're gonna do for this week. Maybe we'll maybe next time we'll book some WCW or something. I don't know, but hope you all enjoyed that, and probably be back again next Saturday night. So until then, goodbye.